What's up, my people? What's up, my addicts? My adictos in the struggle. Today is April 24th, 2025. It's a cloudy day today. Right here with my shibidi. Shibidi. All right, man. I'm gonna start off with a little prayer real quick, just to because that's the way. If I'm gonna involve the Lord, I shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed, right? So this is how I do it, guys. Lord Jesus, I'm about to speak a message. Please use me to talk to your children, Lord, and please help me not to cuss. Amen. That simple, guys. Is that simple? Okay. I want to talk about influence today, man. And I'm gonna say a little story of how influence excuse me had a how I was influenced growing up. You gotta be you people with kids that are in junior high, about to go to high school, especially at that time period, especially in the summer between 8th and ninth grade, between junior high and high school. Why? Because I could remember like yesterday when I was living through that time period, when I was going from 8th grade to ninth grade. All right, check this out. When in 8th grade, I made a choice that I was going to graduate from 8th grade from Thomas Jefferson right there in Wasco. And I did. I graduated. And I was proud of that with my gown and everything, and I did that for personal reasons. Nobody was telling me, because I didn't have no ever since I can remember, nobody ever told me to do homework. My house was kind of dysfunctional. But there was, hey, Shibidi, there was worser households than mine. I know that. I know that now. I was happy though growing up. And well, anyways, let me get back to what I was gonna say. Okay, I graduated. My mind was a certain way. When I knew I was gonna go to high school in the summer, that's the first time. That's when I got addicted. Okay, guys, I was what, 14 or 15, around there, and I was a full blown addict before ninth grade started. I ain't gonna say what drug. Um, and I remember when high school started, and that rush that you get when you get into high school, of all of a sudden it's a different atmosphere from junior high, man. And you see, you all of a sudden you want to be more cool. If you thought you wanted to be cool and you were cool in junior high, now you're at the bottom of the totem pole, which is ninth grade, and you know you are. So now it's time to prove yourself all over again, right? And that's a critical moment, guys. For those who have kids that are getting into high school, man, talk to your kids, man. Talk to your kids about drugs beforehand, man. People should talk to their kids about drugs. I mean, if I had my kids, I would start right, man, when they're like 7, 8. That's me though, because I remember like yesterday when I was 7, 8, and the influence that people had on me, and the influence um that music had on me, and well, check this out, man. I remember, man, when all of a sudden I started kicking it with people who were going towards that gang lifestyle. And I remember I started writing shit on my paper. I started well, anyways, I started acting a certain way that it caught my brother's attention. Rest in peace, my brother, man. Oh man. He's the I'm gonna say the main reason why my life didn't end up like most, which is incarcerated and doing heavy stuff when it comes to the street life. So my life was going in a straight line, not straight in a good way. No, it was going. If my brother wouldn't have intervened, it would have kept going, and I would have ended up doing a lot of time in prison. I would have got hooked up with people, and I would have just got corrupted all the way, man, knowing myself. I remember my brother, he noticed it, and I'm so glad, man. And I remember one time, see, I would smoke a lot of weed with my brother, even since I was a seventh grader. See, guys, when you normalize drug use in the family, it's gonna be very easy for your people to start other heavy drugs, because we are normalizing what we shouldn't normalize, man. I believe, man, that weed should be smoked by people who are sick. Period. If you're not sick, man, don't smoke weed, man. Don't drink. If you know what I'm saying, it's see, these are the messages that you need to talk to your kids about, because if you don't talk to them, it's 80% chance they're gonna do it. If you talk to them, it cuts it in half. It cuts it in half, man. They have words in their head that are telling them, hey, don't do that, instead of nothing at all. So it's 80%, 85% chance that they're gonna try things. That if you were to talk to them, it cuts it down to half. That's what I believe, okay? Well, anyways, one day my brother was all of a sudden we're he's rolling up a joint, right? And we're going out in the country like we always would. And he's parked like we always, but this time, see, we wouldn't stop. We would always keep driving through. We wouldn't park or nothing. And this time he parked, and I sensed something different. And my brother told me right after, he told me, hey man, I want to talk to you about something. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, look, man, I've been noticing a change in you. And I feel as your brother, I'm obligated to talk to you about certain things that as a big brother I need to talk to you about. And I was listening, right? And my brother started telling me that he's starting to notice that I'm starting to change. I'm dressed a little different. I'm starting to speak a little different, and he's noticing that I'm starting to be a little more serious. He notices me, like he's catching me, and like he's noticing that I'm thinking a lot. And he was correct, because at that time I was thinking about, man, you know what, man, I want to make a name for myself, man. It's like, man, it's like all of a sudden I'm going to high school, and all these older cats have their women, and it's like, I'm not a punk, but they're dogging me, man. They're looking at me like if I am a punk. And these fools aren't homies. Okay, they're jocks. They're football players, and they're soccer players, and they're over here looking at me because of the way I'm because I look more like a homie, right? So they're over here looking at me like, oh, this little vato. So I'm like over here thinking, man, I'm gonna make a name for myself, man. Fuck these fools, you know. And that's what my brother was talking about when he would catch me, like thinking a lot. He was noticing a change in me, and he told me, look, mijo, look, if you are gonna start gangbanging, Okay? If you are going to start kicking it with people who are going to do gangbang shit, do it right. Okay? Do it right, man. Don't be somebody who's going to be used and abused and used as a crash dummy, man. Don't do that. Cuz you're my little brother, man, and I don't want you to get hurt for no reason. If you're going to do something, be smart and do it right. But I'm going to tell you something, carnal. He told me, look, you don't have to do that. People who choose to get into the gang life and go the extra mile are people who don't have nobody, man. Okay? Who lack love. Okay? He told me, I understand those people who don't have nobody and don't have love at the house and that they choose to go that route. But you don't have to do that, mijo, because I love you, because I'm your carnal and I love you, mijo, and I don't want to see you get hurt, get locked up, and because I'm gonna suffer, man, and not just me, Jefita's gonna suffer. Okay, I need you to keep that in mind, that whatever happens to you, we're gonna suffer, man, because we love you. I love you, carnal. So I'm gonna ask you, carnal, to don't go that route. To don't go that route. And if you don't have to go that route, mijo, to be tough, man, to back your shit up. You don't. Trust me, you don't. To be respected, you don't have to join nobody, because people who join get used because they need to prove themselves. That's how it is. That lifestyle, that's what it's about. It's about representing and putting your future aside for a cause that don't exist, he told me. For a movement that ain't there. And at that time, I didn't understand what he was telling me. All I knew is that my brother was putting me on the spot, and he was telling me that he loved me. And that to think very careful about the decisions that I'm going to make in the next year, he told me. Because the way you live in the next year is going to dictate the way you're going to live the rest of your life. Okay? He told me like that, man. And at that time, my brother, he was my hero, man. Because when I was born, he was like 7, I think. So he's always been my hero. So what I'm trying to, so check this out, guys. Up until that point, if he wouldn't have had that conversation with me, man, because a couple weeks after that, check this out. A couple of weeks after that, I kicked it with my homies, and we went to a house, and all of a sudden, man, it was like 4 of us, I think 5 of us, man, and all of a sudden we went to this backyard, man, and I had no idea that 2 of them, the ones we were going with, they invited us because they already knew what was going to happen and they were going to get jumped in. Okay, I didn't know. And I remember we got there and we were smoking bud. And remember, this is 9th grade. And so the big homies, their homies, because I wasn't really familiar with their big homies, but they told them, "What's up? You ready?" And I was like, I was like, ready for what? Right? I was thinking. So he's like, yeah. So he got in the middle of the yard, and 2 fools bombed on him. Boom, 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 boom. And then when he was done, they shook each other's hands. They're like, okay, whatever they said to each other. And then they asked this other fool. He was ready, up, bam. And then when they were done beating him up, they asked me. They said, "What's up? You ready?" And I'm like, and at that moment, man, if my brother would have never had that conversation with me, guys, I would have said, yeah. I would have said, yeah. But at that moment, I remembered my brother, man, and I was nervous, man, because I'm like, man, these guys are gonna, if I say no, they're gonna be like, oh, you fucking leva, or they're gonna be like, oh, you little bitch, or get the fuck out of here, or something like that. When I said nah, they didn't say nothing, man. And when I said nah, inside I was nervous, man. But I said no because of the conversation that my brother had with me, man. If he wouldn't have had that conversation with me, I would have said yeah. And I don't know where my life would have took me, man. Because that's a commitment that as a youngster, when you do that, all of a sudden you feel elevated. I'm pretty sure that's what you feel. Because after that, well, anyways, let me finish that little part. Then they went to the next guy, the next guy that was with me, like, you ready? And because I said no, I'm thinking, he was like, okay, they didn't, he said, nah. So they went to the next guy, and that fool said, yeah, bam. So 3 guys got jumped that day. And when I got out of there, when we got out of there, we were walking, they were the guys that got jumped, 2 of them stayed, and 1 of them went with us. And he was feeling good. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm part of the hood now, homie. Hell yeah, he was happy, man. He was feeling good. Okay. And I was still kind of nervous, man. I was like, damn, what just happened, man, right? And but I knew that these guys were gonna get elevated in when it came to the homies. They were gonna be respected more than me and this other guy because they got jumped in, right? We went home, man, and I remember that day I was so happy that my brother talked to me, man, because I noticed that they didn't disrespect me, man. They didn't tell me, oh, you little bitch. They didn't say nothing. They respected what I had to say, man. So that's when I said, you know what? You really don't have to be in a gang to be respected, man. And the next day I went to school and everything was normal. Nobody called me a little bitch or nothing. And I was like, cool, man. But I still backed my shit up. I was still kicking it with my homies, and it looked like I was part of the clique, but I wasn't. They would respect me the same way. We would do the same drugs. We were drinking, and everything was cool. It's just the only difference is because I didn't get locked. I mean, I didn't get jumped in. Automatically, I knew there's certain things I wasn't gonna do, which was one of the things I wasn't gonna do was die for a homie. No. When my brother told me, I remember my brother told me, if you're gonna be, you could be your own. If you want to be kicking it, you could be your own gang leader. Just don't join nobody. And it's like if you're the leader of your own life, you make your own decisions. And that pumped me up, man. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm myself, man. I'm still gonna back my shit up, and I'm still gonna, tell these fools what's up. What the fuck that you looking at? Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm not from no hood don't mean I don't gotta back up my shit, right? Okay. Well, what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that if you have if you are fucking around, man, if you're in that lifestyle, man, and you have little youngsters, especially family members that look up to you, guide them right, man. Have a talk with them. Get them before they're corrupted, man, or get them before they make a commitment that is gonna take them down the path that ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? Up until that point when my brother had that, if my brother wouldn't have had that talk with me, man, I was going from point A to point B. And I would have, if they would have asked me, are you ready? I would have said, yeah. And then since I got jumped in, I would have felt obligated, and my mentality would have been different. And I would have went to juvenile hall, and I would have did the whole 9 yards, man, because knowing me, I would have done it right. It's in me. I see my family, man, my family members, and we're tough people, man. We got that warrior blood in us, man. And I knew, I know that I would have done it right, man. But because my brother had that talk with me, man, all of a sudden it made a fork in the road. I was going from point A to point B, and as soon as my brother had that talk with me, it made another route. Okay, it made another route. It put a thought in me from somebody that I looked up to. And at the moment that I was tested, I made the right decision because I was told something righteous, man. And I believe that the Lord had something to do with that. When you talk righteous, when you talk positive, man, and you're giving somebody good advice, the Lord has something to do with that. I believe it, man. Okay, just because you don't believe in the Lord, man, if everything that's good, that's positive, I believe comes from the Lord, man. Excuse me. Huh, Shividi? Shividi, you better wake up. You're gonna get tortured in a little bit. So get ready. And so it made up until that point, man, I didn't have an outlet, an exit plan. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I had an exit plan until I was put into that position. Well, guys, women, if you guys have people who look up to you, man, talk to them, man. Tell them words of wisdom that are obvious, man. Drugs are bad. Street life is bad. Gang life is bad. You know what I'm saying? Pride is bad. Pride is going to get you into a lot of trouble, man. If you believe in the Lord a little bit, tell them, look, pray. If you believe in the Lord, there's no reason why you shouldn't add the Lord's name when you're talking to somebody, man. You don't got to be a brother that goes to a church person. Sorry, man. A church person that goes to church every day to be able to talk to tell somebody, hey, you know what I mean? Pray, man. Before, when you're going through hard stuff, pray, man. Okay, guys? If you have influence on somebody and you don't talk to them and tell them words of wisdom, good advice, shame on you, man. Because the only thing I can think that why you're not doing it is because of laziness. Laziness, man. Okay? Because it's not easy to pull somebody aside and tell them words of wisdom, man. And if you think you're being a hypocrite because you know that they know that you party, nah, man. It's not being a hypocrite. Okay? You tell a little homie, hey, homie, just because I do this doesn't mean you should do that. Nah, man. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it on your own, man. But you ain't going to do it with me. Okay? I want you to do right, man. Because this lifestyle of addiction is a sad one and a sorry one, man. And one that's going to take opportunities away from you that you will regret later in life, man. It's going to take time away from your family. It's going to take money that you should be spending on things that are more important. It's going to take your mental health from you, man. All right? You might even lose your life if you're not careful. You lose your freedom if you're not careful, man. So I just wanted to speak on that real quick because it's been a couple weeks that I've had that in my mind, and I've been wanting to talk, that and talk about my brother a little bit. And I'm so thankful for my brother that he had that talk with me, man. It made the whole difference of where my life was gonna go because of that talk, man. Because he decided to stop and have a weird, because that's how it felt for me. And I'm pretty sure it felt for him because he's never talked to me like that. But he gave me the respect. He didn't punk me. And he gave me the choice. He told me, if you're going to do that, do it right, man. Don't be a little bitch. But just know that you're going to hurt me and you're going to hurt mom. Because we love you, carnalito. Por favor, do the right thing. You don't have to follow nobody's orders, man. Be yourself, man. Back your shit up if you need to. But you don't got to join nobody, man. Because you're going to get used and abused. Chewed and spit out. But whatever you choose to do, carnal, I'm going to be there. I promise you. I love you. I miss my brother, man. He passed away while I was still in my addiction. See, that's a regret that I have. I wish that he would have been alive for him to see that I got my CDL and that I'm using it and that I'm paying my way through life, man. I'm pulling my own. And I know he would have been proud of me, man. And I'm not just pulling my own, man. Because I decided to make certain choices in my life, which one of them was to get clean so I could get my CDL, because I knew that I had a clean record on my DMV, so that was a big possibility of me getting my CDL with no problem if I got clean. He would have saw the fruits of that decision, those decisions, and he would have been proud. And because of that, man, my jefita don't gotta work, man, because I give her a weekly allowance, man, because I was able to get my CDL and have work every day, steady work. I'm able to give my mom a weekly allowance so she don't have to work, man. And I'm so proud of that, and I'm so happy for that, man. That makes me feel real good for that, man. And he would have been proud of me too. But I know wherever he's at, he's proud of me. So is my dad. All right, Shibidi. Shibidi, it's time, Shibidi. Come on. Time to get tortured, baby girl. Come on. Yeah. Hey, man, you people are asking for it. Come here. People are asking. They're like, hey, man, what's up with Chividi? How is she doing, man? How has she been, man? Huh? Well, this is how she... All right, Chividi, check this out, man. Look, Chividi. Yes, I know, Chividi, but look, man. Look. Baby girl, look. All right. Ready? Chividi, you're so pretty, Chividi. Chividi, I don't know what I would do without you, pretty. Chividi, hey. Chividi, you... Look, Chividi. Chividi, you got... Chividi. Hey. Chividi, you gotta let me kiss you, Chividi.